My name is Carol Nyangoma Mukisa. I'm the Executive Director and Team Leader at Warm Hearts Foundation. Warm Hearts Foundation is an organization that is women-led, and it deals to eliminate gender-based violence and child abuse since 2018. And it has done this through very many ways and processes, and that is through legal, social, and economic empowerment, or call it justice.
Hello, my name is Joshua Okino, and I head up a voluntary organization called Outcast Activist Forum. Majorly, we do advocacy, and it's a grassroots youth-led.
My name is Kalonji Maureen. I'm a member of Disabled Women in Development, an organization for young girls and women with disabilities. Online gender-based violence is an act or a behavior of violence that is done using technology to harm an individual based on their gender, and this normally affects young girls and women. And to persons with disability, it has greatly affected young girls and women with disability in that sometimes they lose their self-control or self-esteem, and also it limits them to do or to meet their goals.
Well, civil society organizations and very many other stakeholders, including institutions such as learning, culture, and the respective institutions, have a huge role to play in ending online gender-based violence, since it is facilitated by the technology. And one of them is mainly to first work to eliminate gender-based violence from the community, from the physical community. Because as long as the physical community, that is our day-to-day lives are composed of gender-based violence, then the online one seems to persist, because it is built within the communities, and that transfer, that splitting factor goes on to online. It is very hard for online gender-based violence to end when it is still existing within our communities. So what can they do? First, to create awareness within the communities. Very many times it happens because people do not know what they are doing. People do not know that what they are doing is actually online gender-based violence. And so once we first know what is happening, once we first know what the vice is, then it becomes very easy for us to engage the community, for us to engage different communities and stakeholders. And so we also need to fund this cause. We need to fund this cause because to create awareness, we need funding. For instance, what WOUGNET is doing by giving us airtime, by giving us data to make sure we engage with the communities to create awareness. That is also one way, because apparently we cannot do much when we do not have the funding. So much as we need to create the awareness, but it also needs to be facilitated. Yeah, so I feel really that the community needs to have the knowledge first of what is happening, and then again create awareness within and outside online, so that we uproot this vice from the grassroots.
Disabled Women in Development is a member organization to WOUGNET, and it has worked with WOUGNET to see that they train young girls and women with disability in handling or in countering online gender-based violence. This has been through different trainings that they have had, in that they have told these young girls how to secure their social media handles, to keep their computers safe, and also they have created awareness about the dangers of gender-based violence, especially the online one, in the community.
First and foremost, I want to applaud WOUGNET for the great work you guys have been doing. When I encountered WOUGNET as a fraternity, it's of course without doubt that they have raised their voices against OGBV, cybersecurity, and internet poverty here in the country. As an organization, collaboratively, we've been trying to attend workshops together. We've been trying to plan on advocacy campaigns to see how we can work together to curb the rising OGBV in the country. And we feel that, well, reach outs have been done, but still that's not enough. We still believe that right in the future, much more advocacy campaigns can be crafted, and we are down to earth, willing to join hands and efforts together to see that we put to an end the harassment that are online.
This has been so persistent. Online gender-based violence has been persistent, and no wonder amongst the 2.9 billion that are kept off internet are mainly actually composed of women and girls. And so what do we need to do as women and girls? We need to persist. We need to fight on, because most of these mechanisms rather are to keep us away like a scarecrow, to really, because there is a huge gender divide. When you see most space discussions that are taking place, especially on Twitter, you realize that most women are not actually engaged on those same spaces, because they scare us by body shaming us, you know, by always getting back to us, by sexualizing us. And so we need to keep on. I advise every girl out there, every woman out there, to keep on, to be strong and persist on making sure we are taking part in these discussions, we are taking part in political discussions, we are taking part in every discussion that have everything to do with our daily lives. So let's keep on keeping on, let's be strong, let's be persistent, and let's make sure that we fight on, because it is only through us that this vice will be eliminated from our communities.
To all the girls and women out there, stay safe, stay warned, be very vigilant, take care of yourself, and of course, know how to use internet. Get to have the best practices, and of course, if someone is cyber stalking you, say no or report to the nearest police. Thank you very much.